Hvala. Dobro jutro svima. Izuzetno mi je zadovoljstvo I čast što sam ovdje sa svima vama na ovoj važnoj konferenciji. Hvala organizatorima na pozivu. Ali ako ne vam smeta, ja ću nastaviti na engleskom. So you might be wondering why of all the foreign ambassadors in Belgrade you're hearing from the Brit. And we like to say in the UK that our small and medium-sized companies are the backbone of our economy. But the backbone of our small and medium-sized enterprises is, of course, the UK's digital ecosystem, which helps our companies to innovate and grow, to reach new markets and customers, and to create additional value. The digital sector itself is a vital part of the UK's prosperity. It employs over 3 million people. It contributes about £150 billion to our economy every year. And UK digital companies now have a combined value of over $1 trillion, making us the third largest digital market in the world after the United States and China. That's twice as big as Germany, it's 3 times as big as France, and we love our French friends, but we do like to be better than them. So that's very important to us. This also includes over 144 unicorn businesses, companies valued at over $1 billion, and actually over 200 futurecorns, which is a new word that I just learned, but that's on the way to being unicorns. So it's no surprise that British diplomats, representing as we do a digital nation, like the UK, are expected to be digitally literate. That's a challenge for me as an ancient Greek scholar, but I'm doing my best. Digital diplomacy is a core part of our job and of our offer to partner countries like Serbia. And UK digital diplomacy can take different forms. When I was the British ambassador in Bosnia and Herzegovina, for example, we worked with our international partners to promote digital reforms to help the private sector to grow and to flourish. And those reforms which included, for example, the introduction of a one-stop shop for online business registration, helped improve the speed and efficiency and to reduce opportunities for corruption. And by strengthening the digital sector, we were also helping to create well-paid jobs that were not dependent on affiliation to ethno-nationalist political parties. In my last role in Washington, D.C., I worked with the US Department of Defense to ensure that the United States and the United Kingdom, as the closest of allies, continue to lead the world on the innovation and adoption of artificial intelligence and machine learning technologies, whilst also ensuring that we kept ourselves to the highest ethical standards. As the Minister was saying, this is a really challenging problem given the speed of development of these technologies. And in the UK, in November, we will host in Bletchley Park, the famous location where Alan Turing cracked Enigma, we will host the first AI Safety Summit to try and bring together countries, technology organizations, civil society and the media to discuss the risks around AI development and the safeguards needed to ensure that AI can be used for public good and to improve people's lives from life-saving medical technology to safer transport. And now, as the very new British ambassador in Belgrade, I've been here for about 7 weeks, I've been really pleased and excited to find the strength and breadth of our digital relationship with Serbia. I think it's fair to say that the UK has been with Serbia from the beginning as the largest bilateral contributor to e-government development. In Serbia, we've been working with the government to help shape Serbia's digital transformation. We provided pioneer funding to the government data center in Kragujevac that the Minister mentioned. We've enabled the introduction of online services for tasks like provisional driving licenses, applications for birth and death registrations, saving time and money for citizens across Serbia. The new-ish now, eBeba initiative, digital service launched in 2016 with UK support, has saved time and money for thousands of Serbian new parents. We've helped to simplify and digitize administrative procedures, including a one-stop shop for property registration, reducing the time it takes to register property from 28 to 5 days. And in the early days of the COVID crisis, we supported the digital design and rollout of Serbia's vaccine management platform, helping Serbia to position itself as a regional trailblazer on its response to the pandemic. And finally, our support to the Open Data Initiative has helped to ensure that hundreds of government data sets have been made available to the public in an open format, from traffic hotspots to air pollution and water quality, for example. But it's not just about working with the government, although that's important. Commercial connections in the digital sector between Serbia and the UK are growing, and they're growing fast. The UK is now second only to the United States in trade and services with Serbia, and a lot of that is clearly down to digital trade directly between Serbia and London. We know, for example, that companies like Endava and Hyperoptic employ hundreds of talented young Serbians, while the UK's Noventic has recently bought a majority stake in Belgrade-based Saga software company. Serbia is also benefiting from the flood of talent arriving from Russia following President Putin's disastrous war of aggression against Ukraine, and businesses like fintech company Paysend have moved here from Moscow. And as the tech unicorn capital of Europe, the UK is an incubator for startups, such as the 60 Seconds e-commerce app, which was launched in Belgrade and is now scaling in London. But for us as diplomats, digital diplomacy has a further meaning, and it's about how we communicate, how we reach out directly to engage with more individuals and more communities in our host countries, and hopefully how we can foster a two-way dialogue that can lead to better diplomacy based on mutual respect and understanding and shared interests. It's why I spend a lot of time, far too much time, if you ask my wife and children, on Twitter, and I've just joined Instagram as well, so please do follow me at EA Ferguson UK. But as a new diplomat in Serbia, I think it's especially important that I listen carefully and that I try to understand how people in Serbia see their country's past and present, and how you see your future and where there might be opportunities for partnership with the United Kingdom. And for me, that's the real value of social media. Yes, it can be a toxic swamp. There can be trolling and unpleasantness. I have been introduced to the richness of Serbian swear words through Twitter. Thank you for that. Some of the people I engage with may think the UK is amazing. Some of them may not. But it's my job to try and convince them that there's much more that we share than that which divides us. And that's something that I passionately believe in. I believe in the importance of dialogue between nations. I also believe in the importance of dialogue within nations. In the last decade, I have served in Bosnia and Herzegovina, in the UK, in the United States, and now in Serbia. All of our societies are suffering in different ways from increasing political polarization and economic and social equality. And digitalization is undoubtedly part of the problem, but it can also be a key part of the solution. And that's why, one of the reasons why we continue to support independent media outlets at both the national and the local level across Serbia to help strengthen their digital platforms so they can reach bigger audiences while diversifying their revenue streams and strengthening their financial sustainability. The UK is a champion for freedom of the media around the world. And we believe that in any healthy democracy, citizens must have access to a broad range of opinion within a media environment that's based on high-quality standards of journalism and accuracy and ethics, so that they can make their own well-informed judgments about who they want to govern them. So I think this is a really exciting moment to be in Serbia. The Serbian digital sector has grown from 4% to 10% in recent years of GDP. That opens up a whole range of new opportunities for collaboration with international partners, including the UK, as Europe's largest digital economy. So let me just finish by saying to you, as the leaders of Serbia's digital revolution, that the UK is open for business. We're open for dialogue and partnership, and I want the UK to be an important part of Serbia's digital economy. I want us to continue to exploit digital innovation to support more efficient government and more independent and better quality media across the country. And I want us to use digital platforms to reach more people, to hear their ideas and their advice, and to deepen the dialogue between our two nations. So please do get in touch, and I look forward to the remainder of the conference. Thank you very much for having me. Hvala puno.